So. Leidenschaft und so muss schon dabei sein und auch irgendwie kontroverse Standpunkte. Wir haben ja nun gesagt, Bandbreite an Themen und auch Bandbreite an Meinungen wollen wir hier haben und genau das ist auch wirklich so gemeint. Und das führt mich zum nächsten Tagesordnungspunkt. Die Firma, von der die beiden Herren, die jetzt als nächstes kommen, und für die sie arbeiten, wurde hier unter anderem von Luisa heute Morgen schon adressiert, ist auch unser Premium-Partner. Audi, ich glaube, sind nicht in der Lage, auf die Kritik von Luisa jetzt sofort zu reagieren. Das war jetzt ja nun erst ein paar Minuten her. Dennoch finde ich es umso spannender zu verstehen, wenn man hört, wie auch unzufrieden Luisa mit einigen Firmen ist und sich Transformation wünscht. Wie genau soll diese Transformation bei eben unserem Partner Audi stattfinden? Und das erklären uns jetzt Boris Meiners und Stephan Fahr-Becker. Moin! Hallo, hallo, hallo. Hi. Moin.
Moin, hi.
Herzlich willkommen.
Hi.
Herzlich willkommen.
Danke, danke.
Good.
Moin.
Big welcome to the bar.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Hallo.
All right. So, what we brought with us, talking about design and digital, we're going to talk about the whole transformation that we are doing inside Audi. And it's all about how this company develops from a design-driven company into a digital-driven company. And I think, Stevie, up to you to go into the design as being our head designer in exterior.
Yeah. So, I just want to explain quickly where do we come from, and we're also not going to leave this behind, but there's additional stuff coming that is a challenge, but it's also a big chance to change our products for the better. So what you see here, it's an interior sketch. That's what we do as designers every day, sketching, doing models, developing new cars. But what we did in the last years, almost decades, is just doing formally, like creating a nice form so that the customers ideally fall in love or at least like our products and decide for our products. But the next step that is coming, it's not only automated driving, it's also digitalization. So it's also happening inside the car, also outside the car. That's what you're going to explain a little bit later. But when we start inside the car, what you see is a show car active sphere concept that we presented recently. And what you see here is that it's a level 4 autonomous car, so the steering wheel can move away. And what you have is basically a theater for digital content that you have ahead of you. In this case, it's our future vision that it's augmented reality. So it's a mixed reality where you see everything surrounding you, but you also see all the digital content that is mapped in the right place. And that's what we think is a big chance also for automotive industry to get our products onto new levels. And this is not only for displaying maybe the route or watching a movie or interacting with your loved ones, with your friends, with your business partners, but also when it comes to basically change the heat or to make it colder, just to have this gamification in your car that just has this modern feeling, and it's so enjoyable to use that. And these are just examples to show you where we're heading, and we're also going to show you also the steps that we're taking until this point. But fact is, digitalization is of course happening already since years, but it's only the beginning still, because we have a lot of stuff ahead of us.
Exactly, and as Stevie has mentioned, things are changing. Audi's experience is a very holistic one. We're not talking about cars, we're talking about apps, we're talking about websites, we're talking about our dealers, we're talking about our service facilities. All this needs to be curated. And all of these touch points towards our customers, they all have to have the same brand appearance. Now, where do we stand today? Our brand perception happens across all those touch points. That's pretty clear, and it needs to be consistent. However, as we have different touch points, and here just a couple of examples from in-car to app to website, they are somehow disconnected as of today. Why is this? Simply because as a car manufacturer, we have to deal with a huge complexity. The car's interior displays, they need to follow rules, regulations. Those regulations are different in all of the 115, something like that, markets that we have, in which we are operating in. And the regulations are very different. But they are directly dictating on how such a display has to look like due to safety and security reasons, because we're still driving 2 tons, more or less, and this needs to be safe. Now, what we're intending to do now is that we're changing our jobs. So Stevie is no longer being a designer for cars only. We are no longer only developing and designing apps and websites, but we are joining forces here, and we need to bring the whole company, 80,000 people, plus all of the agencies, together and form a unique design system, which is the one point of truth for everything we and our partners are doing. 80,000 people, one single touch point and one logic.
And exactly what you said, it's very important. We cannot be in silos. We need to work together. It's also if you want to create user experience in such a complex product like a car, and with everything, all the services that will surround our car, we need to work strongly together to get this done. And what you see as well here in the animation, we just saw the screens inside are getting bigger and bigger. And out of a design perspective, I've been designing maybe air vents and little knobs, and will there be wood, will there be aluminium and all that. But now there's a digital theater even with the screens now, and how do these screens look and what do they display? Is the function good? Is the easiness of use there? This is defining our product so much that it's really a central part of our development.
Absolutely, and for that reason, our vision is also clear. It's called Unified Interface, and this is not only a headline, a PowerPoint chart. We basically set up a team in the whole company consisting of designers, consisting of digital business people out of my team, consisting about people who are working on the whole interior logics and backends and software, you name it, behind it. And this team is basically creating now this new unified interface team, and they're pushing for setting up the logic for the whole company so that everybody has this one single point of truth to create experiences which are basically all the same no matter where you go. If it's to a dealer, if it's to the website, to the app, to the car, and you create a completely new experience there. So what is going to happen next is that these teams are playing out everything we have created there into the different touch points, and we will unify all of those with regards to that the customers are basically have the perception this is at every point they go, the same brand, that is Audi, and the logic behind it is also always the same. This is all based then later on data, so it's not only the design, but also which services we have behind, what works not. And we're basically transforming into a data-driven company here as well. Important to know, as I mentioned earlier on, safety, security. In the past, vehicles needed to be safe and secure. In the future, they need to stay safe and secure. And so do we also with our data. We don't kind of use them without obviously getting the consent by our customers, and we won't use them for any other company outside of Audi. So that's something where our customers can heavily rely on as well. So expect a lot of things to come. We have been showing them with the Sphere concept cars, 4 of them already, and they will make it into serial production. Obviously changed into serial cars, but a lot of cool stuff on the horizon, right?
Absolutely. I'm totally, as a designer, looking forward what possibilities we have to drive the brand, to drive the brand perception. It will surpass our possibilities that we have at the moment by far. Yeah? So looking forward to it.
And having said that, I would only like to invite you as a last step to our booth. If you haven't been there, it's in the hall A1, the Audi booth there, with a nice experience, no car, but the experience that we want to transform into. So, ladies and gentlemen, feel free, join us. Join us also if you have any questions there. The team is there, we might be there, and happy to meet you in person and go into a conversation.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Have a nice evening, everybody. Enjoy. Danke, danke.
One last question. I mean, now we talked about Audi a lot, and obviously you're working for Audi. What's the most inspiring automobile brand outside of Audi for you right now?
The most inspiring automobile brand. Can we say that? No. For sure. What is important to say, and that's why it's also so cool to be on the OMR here, we take our inspiration from everywhere. Of course, also we see what's happening in the automobile world and all that, but it's so cool to be here where there are so many people who are so digitally driven, because that's also something that is driving us. So yeah, that's why it's really cool to step outside our bubble and connect with people here and also listen to what they have to say.
Do you know our next guest? Do you know who's on the list coming up next? Ronnie and Daniel, you know them?
Yes.
So did you see that they are collaborating with other automobile brands? And I'm a huge Audi fan. Obviously, I'm your partner, so I'm an Audi fan. And I wish you'd discover those guys. And when is the Ronnie or Daniel Audi deal coming? I'm just hoping at some point you're getting inspired with these brands as well.
Yeah. We will get inspired. We are actually, as we speak, we're getting inspired.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.
Excited.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thanks, everybody.
Cool. Hau rein. Ciao, ciao. Danke.
Okay.